What is up, guys? My name is Ari, and in this video we're going to be having a look at Verasity Tech. I think that in a couple years from now, people are going to regret not investing in VRA, sitting at a market cap of $49 million. Now, I'm not saying that you should invest all your money. I'm not saying you should invest 80% of your portfolio. Of course, none of this is financial advice, and you should always do your own research and due diligence. But having a look at VRA at $49 million, I mean, you will regret not investing at least $300 or even $400 into it, right? So we're going to be having a look at the whole crypto market in just a second. Verasity in just a second, but I do want to have a look at a just update of the whole crypto market. We got CAS up 9%, Hex up 16%, but Bitcoin is obviously the most important one because Bitcoin is king. Yesterday, inflation came down to an all-time low to 3% in the past 2 years, obviously, right? And what happened? Bitcoin went like this, pump and dump, like I wrote on Twitter. If you guys follow me on Twitter, link will be in the description below. I mentioned that this would be a pump and dump on Twitter, right? And this is exactly what happened. We had a massive pump and then we had a massive dump, and Bitcoin right now came back down to 30,415. But let's have a look at VRA sitting at a market cap of $49 million, fully diluted. You don't really need to look at that. The fully diluted will only mean if there's $110 billion token in circulation, which obviously will never ever happen. The max that could happen or could be in circulation is 20 billion. And of course, they keep on burning the circling supply, which is fantastic news. So circling supply right now is currently sitting at 10,300 million. The volume is quite low, $4,190,000. Now, I know a lot of people have been disappointed with Verasity lately, but I think that Verasity Tech will do wonders in the next bull market, okay? It hasn't been listed on Binance. It hasn't been listed on Coinbase. Now, imagine what happens when Verasity gets listed on these top exchanges, right? It's obviously going to do big things. Now, a lot of people say, oh, Verasity is dead. This is what it does every bear market. All the altcoins, that's what they do. They die, they consolidate, and then what happens when people accumulate? They pump, okay? So I said that 2023 will be the year of accumulation, and this is exactly what's happening. Now, we know historically that I do want to talk about the Bitcoin halving because Bitcoin halving has a lot to do with the altcoin season, and we know that a couple months after the Bitcoin halving is usually when the Bitcoin bull run starts, followed by altcoin season. Okay, so we see right here, we got 300 days, of course, until the Bitcoin halving, which should be May 11, 2024. Now, what does the halving means? It means that the Bitcoin block gets cut in half, okay, every 4 years. That means the supply gets cut off, and of course, demand brings higher, supply lower. What does that do? Brings the price higher. So supply and demand, pretty easy, simple math, of course. So that's what's happening right here for Bitcoin. Nothing too crazy. I mean, I'm sure you guys all know this by now, but Verasity is very important. So in the next year, it's obviously going to be a little bit boring, not only for VRA, but it's going to be boring for Bitcoin too, as you guys can see. I think that Bitcoin is going to come back down one more time, and of course that means that Verasity might bleed one more time. So I'm not saying this is the end for VRA, but sitting at a market cap of $49 million, I think is very cheap, and it's a gift. A lot of people were complaining like, oh, I wish I got VRA under $80 million, $100 million, and guess what? It's sitting at $50 million, assuming Bitcoin falls down more, it's probably going to go down more, and that's about it. So that's what's happening, guys. That is my quick video on VRA. Nothing too crazy overall. If we have a look at a technical analysis, I mean, we are still in an uptrend right here. As you guys can see, the trend is your friend until it bends. There's no question. This is actually the weekly time frame. So we are in an uptrend on the weekly time frame overall. We are in a downtrend, of course, as well. So we should see a massive breakout happening very soon. And yeah, I mean, the breakout will happen within the next couple of weeks, in my opinion. We need a breakout either to the top of this triangle or to the bottom. Of course, if you're a Verasity holder, you want it to go to the top side. If you are a Verasity accumulator and you want to get cheaper Veracities, you would probably want to break it to the lower side, because assuming you believe in a project and a product, you probably want to accumulate more, right? And having this to be cut in half, that would be bringing Verasity to a $20 million market cap or $25 million market cap approximately, and you could just invest more, get more, and I mean, that's it. So that would be my target right here if we do break to the downside. Of course, that's assuming Bitcoin does break to the downside as well, and we do come back down. And yeah, I mean, look at that. This is Bitcoin right here, as you guys can see, hitting a very important resistance at $32,000. If Bitcoin manages to break and close above $32,000, that would obviously be good, but it doesn't seem like it. It seems like we're entering a Bart Simpson pattern. For those of you guys who don't know what a Bart Simpson pattern is when you go up, you consolidate to the side and then come back down. It seems like that's what's going to happen in the end, which means altcoins, including VRA, will likely bleed. But that doesn't mean it's the end for VRA. I think VRA next bull market will do wonders, but that is just my advice. Just because I'm buying doesn't mean you should be buying. If you guys like this video, don't forget to smash that subscribe button, leave a like, and I will see you guys in my next video tomorrow.